Greetings, everyone. I am doing a disturbing review of some videos that I have. Largely because it's Halloween, and I'm still posting the Black Mass later on. So there will be that also. Now, I have quite a few of these. So I'm going to start with the ones that are a little bit mild, and then I'm going to move up to the more extreme. And these are just like, I have a ton of videos, guys. These are just a small fraction of what I have, but these are probably like the most disturbing ones that I have. I mean, I actually, on my channel, if you guys haven't checked it out, I have a video list of, I think I called it Sick Movies, and that has a lot of movies from like Japan. They're more of like kind of the fake snuff genre, that was really big in Japan for a while, still is actually. So if you guys are like into really sick films, you might want to check out that playlist that I put on my channel. I am also going to be in the description box posting some trailers. I'm not going to put it in the video because I don't want to get the copyright strike. That happens all the time. I mean, it's not really a strike, but it just prevents me from getting anything. Yeah. Should my channel become monetized. So, without further ado, I think we're going to start off with, let's see, I think we're going to start off with Cannibal Holocaust. Cannibal Holocaust is the first movie to kind of basically give birth to the whole, if you've seen this along with Blair Witch Project, you know what I'm talking about. The whole filming the film through the lens of a video camera, and basically the found footage genre of horror started with this movie. This movie, I love this movie. It's a cult classic. You know, compared to today's standards, it's probably not the worst as far as controversy goes. I mean, the most controversial thing, honestly, at the time was the real animal killings in it, which kind of added just to the shock effect, unfortunately. And it is brutal and uncompromising in many ways. Some of the death scenes were so realistic at the time that the director himself was actually arrested and charged with the murder of the actors in the film. So the actors actually had to come into court to prove that they weren't actually dead. So it's definitely graphic and disturbing, but it's a classic, and I actually recommend it. This version has a more censored Well, first of all, you get a nice soundtrack here. Compact disc. But there's 2 versions of the film in here. This is Blu-ray and I think this is a DVD combo. And I believe I did put the trailer on that Sick Movies playlist, but I'll go ahead and post that again in the description box. But this does feature a censored version of it that kind of cuts back on the animal violence, but you have to be aware there's also, I mean, there's still some animal killing in it that you will see, like pertaining to fish and all that. So the bottom line is, if this kind of thing like bothers you, you might want to skip it. I mean, the director was Italian, and while he had publicly apologized for the snapping turtle scene, he also outlined that in his culture, I mean, people, are around that, the butchering of animals and stuff, so it wasn't really a big deal to him. But the graphic nature of this film, I mean, this is basically the film that started it all. So all those movies like Blair Witch Project and all that, they took a lot from this film. So that's why this is kind of starting the list. Because by today's standards, aside from the real animal deaths, it's probably not the worst of the worst. But there are some intense rape scenes and murder scenes. So, and hopefully my video doesn't get taken down as I'm describing this. I kind of have to keep it down a little bit. The other one, I'm probably going to go with Man Bites Dog. This film is pretty awesome. It's hilarious and it's very un-PC by today's standards. I mean, there's kind of a race scene going on and stuff where he makes a racist comment about, black people being well hung and all that down there, So, I mean, I can't really describe too much from this film, but it's pretty hilarious. It's a mockumentary, basically, about filmmakers that are following this guy around that is a killer. That's like his profession. He's a serial killer. So you can imagine there's a bunch of taboo stuff in this. This is Criterion Collection, so you can get this. I believe it's still available, but again, I'm going to post that trailer. It's pretty hilarious. I mean, it's like a Spinal Tap and, a lot of these mockumentaries, but with a killer. So it's pretty hilarious. Man Bites Dog. I highly recommend this, guys. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty controversial. But it's not the worst. I mean, it's hilarious. It really is. And then, I didn't want to include this really, but this is another very un-PC film for the time, Fight for Your Life. At one point was banned. It was a video nasty. If you don't know what that is, there's multiple videos out there about it. I'm subscribed to a channel called Lampy Man, and he did the entire video nasty list, and there were movies that were banned by the UK in the 80s. You know, it was Margaret Thatcher's England at the time, and there was a huge censorship thing going on. They were kind of going through a satanic panic thing, also moral panic issue, and what happened was they banned a lot of horror movies and a lot of movies that seemed pretty graphic, and this, like, I don't know what really to say about this. I mean, it's basically a gang of criminals that end up in a black household, and you know, there's scenes of you know, again, you know, rape, violence. It's kind of a rape and revenge type of movie. You know, it's kind of in the tradition of Last House on the Left, I Spit on Your Grave type of thing. But there's, I mean, this is definitely something that modern groups like Black Lives Matter, all these other, you know, a-holes that are around. Again, I can't really go into this, but people who don't like definitely don't like this kind of stuff, stay away from this film. I mean, I will post a trailer, but it's I mean, it says right here, may be the least politically correct film ever seen in American theaters. Yeah. It's pretty, I mean, the language alone is definitely going to cause a major stir. So, just the fact that it's on PC is definitely going to, you know, piss some people off. I mean, especially with, like, some of the references to race and all that in this movie. There's an awful lot of it. I mean, that's kind of the point of this film. It's, you know, escaped convicts. One of them just happens to be a racist white boy. It is kind of funny, though. I mean, you know, it's meant to be campy. You know, it was the 70s when it came out. If you look at it through the lens of the time period, you know, this movie would not be made today, but this was back in the day when you could get away with this stuff. So, but yeah, it's a pretty cool film. And if you guys want me to do a Nasties review, where I show off my entire Nasty collection, which included Cannibal Holocaust, I can certainly do that. And now we're going to start getting into the deep end a little bit more. I'm going to go with Audition here. This film is notorious. I mean, it's pretty sick Japanese film. It's, for whatever reason, it's about a guy who is a middle-aged widow, and he's looking for a lover, and so they decide to have kind of like this fake audition for movies, and so, but they're not really doing a movie, it's just an audition to get women in, you know. It's kind of like an early dating thing that he's trying to do. And he meets this woman, and he thinks like everything is fine with her and all that, but she's actually, she actually has some problems, mental problems, deep-seated trauma done to her when she was a kid. And I mean, there's a lot of pretty sick stuff in this movie. I mean, her using piano wire to cut off limbs, and you know, then there's the scene where she feeds some guy vomit in a bag, and I mean, it's just it gets pretty intense. Once again, I'll post a trailer up. It's pretty gross. There are some things that are. Is it the absolute worst? I mean, in my opinion, it's maybe like a step up to something like Hostel, in a way. It's like Hostel, but it's, you know, a little bit higher in, you know, content. Particularly the vomit scene. But yeah, it's a pretty cool movie. And now I think I'm gonna go with Nekromantik. I have 1 and 2 over here. This is probably one of my favorite films. I actually have a t-shirt of this film. It actually has this on the cover. These films are basically, they're necrophile films, basically, is what they are. I mean, John Waters says it on here, groundbreakingly gruesome, the first erotic film for necrophiles. So, yeah, these films are pretty intense. This one was banned in a few countries. It wasn't officially a video nasty, but when it came out, it did create a lot of stir. And, I mean, you can kind of see on the back here what this entails. So, I mean, just look at that. Basically, it's about a guy that works a job. He takes dead bodies from like crime scenes and all that, and car accidents, and so it takes him to the morgue. Well, he's got a girlfriend that's into necrophile, and so she like breaks up with him because he got fired, and then he commits suicide in like the most bizarre way possible. I mean, this is a film that I really can't talk about that much, honestly. It's just all around pretty sick. For animal lovers, there is a scene where a rabbit gets killed on a farm. It's kind of one of the reasons why the main character turned out like this. He witnessed it as a child, so it goes into that. And he's kind of traumatized by it, but he kind of embraces it at the same time. It's kind of a weird thing. I mean, due to the subject matter, I mean, I'll just post the trailer. You guys can kind of figure out if you want to see it or not. I definitely recommend it. This is probably like one of my favorite movies. To be honest with you, I literally just watched this a few nights ago. I mean, I think I just... this is probably like one that I dig out a lot, honestly. I love it. Like... But... There's even like a photo here, so again, I can't really, you know... I mean... all kinds of ads and all that in here. So, but yeah, check it out. This is the first one. It came out in 87, I believe. Yeah, 1987. Yeah, this particular edition comes with a bonus film called Hot Love. I didn't really like it too much. It was like an early film the director did, and he just added it on here. But and then this is the second one. This one's more about a female. Again, you know, lots of sick stuff. I think I like the first one a little bit better. I just recently watched both of these, but yeah, I recommend both of them. And then we got Antichrist here. Antichrist is another film that kind of pushes things over a little bit. There's a lot of symbolism in this film, and it's basically about a woman that blames herself for her son's death. He crawls out of the window and falls to his death while she is having sex with her husband. They go to a forest that's called Eden, and she experiences all kinds of weird stuff. Animals start talking to them. There's kind of a weird thing. Each animal has a different symbol with it. All leading up to her self-mutilating in a very gruesome way that I am not going to talk about. Because I can't get my video removed. But I will definitely leave a trailer in the description box, once again, on this film. It's a very art film, so it can be kind of strange. And it is kind of long. It's Criterion Edition. And, yeah, I think it's still available. It's just, you know, there are some disturbing scenes. You know, if you're a animal lover, you know, it's not that the animals are harmed or anything. It's just that there are some disturbing scenes, including a dead baby deer, you know, sticking out of a female deer that was like stillborn. You know, a scene where a fox is chewing on its own guts. But aside from that, I mean, it's all fake anyway, but that might disturb some people. Obviously, there's a lot of sexual symbolism going on in those, so, yeah. But this one's definitely considered one of the, you know, controversial films. And now we are at the point of no return here. We're getting really, really bad here. And I'm going to kick this off with Salo. Or Salo. Or The 120 Days of Sodom. What can I say about this film? This film is a classic. This is probably one of the earliest films to really break into exploitation. So, I mean, there are scenes of let me just read some of this. The controversial poet, novelist, and filmmaker's transposition of the Marquis de Sade's 18th century opus of torture and degradation to fascist Italy in 1944 remains one of the most passionately debated films of all time. So, this takes a Marquis de Sade novel and puts it in fascist Italy during World War II, where basically there's an experiment, came out in 1976, and there's kind of this weird, it's almost like a prison camp, but it's basically rich people that are involved in fascist Italy that have kidnapped children and are turning them into, you know what, I mean, I can't, I mean, it's like a, almost like a grooming film in a way, but it's pretty sick. I'm gonna leave the trailer, but this is a very nice edition. Nice Blu-ray. I mean, this is kind of the movie that kind of started it all as far as the sex, torture type of films goes. I mean, I highly recommend it. I think this is a film where, honestly, everybody should at least see this once. I mean, it is a masterpiece, but I warn you, do not eat while you are watching this film. I couldn't even eat while I was watching this film. And, yeah, just remember, it's not real anyway, so, you know, whatever's happening to kids and stuff, yeah, it's disturbing, but, there's actually a few scenes where you can tell they're actually having fun during it. So, I mean, there are some sick stuff in it, though. So, yeah, I'm going to post the trailer. I can't go into this very, very detailed because, again, obvious reasons. And then we have Martyrs. Yes, you heard that right. Martyrs. This film is probably one of the most gruesome that I've ever seen. It came out in 2008. This is the uncut version of it. It's pretty intense. It's kind of like a Hostel thing, but it's way up there as far as like graphic, fucked up shit. This movie will like scar you, man. I mean, it will totally, it will, I mean, it's a great film, but you really have to prepare yourself when you watch this. But once again, it's rich people that kidnap people, torture them, and the whole point of it is they want to know what the afterlife looks like, so they put them to this torture and then they turn them into martyrs and a lot. But basically one of the characters hunts down the family. She was kidnapped and she was put through excruciating torture, and then she escaped, and years later she comes back and hunts the family down, and it just turns into a whole gore fest thing, you know, yeah, including an actual skinning alive scene and amongst other graphic stuff. So Once again, I'll leave a trailer description box. I recommend this movie. I believe this is actually available on Tubi. Believe it or not, it might be cut, though. That's the thing. This is the uncut version of it. But yeah, one of my friends, former friend actually, we don't talk anymore, said that he watched it on Tubi. So yeah, it's available for free, I guess. But again, it might be cut. And finally, the Serbian Film. I had to save this for last because this is the most disturbing film that I own, guys. I can't think of any other film that I have that is more disturbing than this. Where do I start? Keep in mind, I cannot tell you every single thing that goes on in this movie. But basically, it's about a retired porn star named Milo that is coerced and forced into these snuff erotic films, where basically they just keep escalating things for him to do, like really horrible things. It's graphic. It was cut for the longest time. This is the uncut version. As soon as it came out, I ran to the store and grabbed it. Because the cut version was unwatchable. So, I will tell you guys, this film does involve kids. So, if this bothers you, definitely do not watch this film. That's probably the most disturbing thing. I mean, it's fake, of course, but there's it's got everything in it. It's got necrophile stuff. It's got, snuff, child, what, in it. But yeah, it's a pretty intense film. So basically, they threaten his family if he doesn't continue doing the things that they want him to do, and it just gets pretty sick. So there's not a lot of people that really could sit through this, honestly. But I mean, I love it. It's a great film. Obviously, if I didn't like it, I wouldn't own it. I'd probably watch it once and then get rid of it, but I've watched it numerous times. It's definitely a pretty heavy type of film. So it originally came out, this is a 2021 Blu-ray, but it originally came out in 2010. In fact, the original uncut version is extremely expensive. The original version of this film was going online for like $300, like seriously, before this was released on Blu-ray. And it looked like a it was like a disc, and it had like a bloody handprint on it to make it look like kind of an unauthorized copy and stuff. But anyway, this thing was going around online for like $300 for the longest time, because everybody wanted the uncut version, because the cut version was so bad. I mean, the music was out of sync, a lot of the scenes were just incomplete, it was unwatchable. So finally, though, we have this Blu-ray. Finally. And this is going to be cheaper than the other copy. which was just a DVD, and yeah. But I recommend it, definitely, if you can stomach it. So, but yeah, I mean, you've been warned. I don't think this is available online cut. I don't even know if Netflix has this, personally. But I will be leaving the trailer once again in the comments section. Hey, Jerry. So, yeah, this concludes this video. Please let me know if you guys want me to do any more films. This was just kind of a Halloween thing. I just thought, you know, I could try it out. Maybe you guys like it. But yes, I would be willing to actually discuss some more of my horror films. I have a whole collection of them. I have about as many of them, almost as much as I do with books. So I have a ton of these movies. So, anyway, I'm also posting that Black Mass. So, hit like and subscribe, and peace out.